Okay, the date is February 13th, 2018. The time is 6 o'clock, and I'd like to bring to order the meeting of the Douglas Board of Health. First item on the agenda, we have the budget for the transfer station. And all the sheets. All right.
Are there any changes in it?
Looks like the transfer station wages, we have the 1.5% COLA increase.
That's not gonna change.
That's
that.
all that changed on that.
And then we dropped BP a little bit, $6,000.
You dropped the price
Yeah,
of what is it?
because we had such a high
Right, because I can see
How
here
they-
that in the actual it was.
152.
152.
So we figured even with the increase, it might only get up to about 175.
Right, and we had 206
Right.
Before, yeah.
for it, so that's
So-
good.
Just looks better when we go to borrow it or.
Oh, yeah,
to
no,
get
but
it.
it's very good.
Just put it there.
And was, that's really about it. Then it goes over to the other side too. There's one. Now that capital, we still have there 4,500, which we never use. But that is if you need like a new lawnmower or snow blower.
The blower,
that
something
can
like
come
that,
out
that's
of
sitting there.
Now, wouldn't that be used also for the lighting? I don't see anything on here about the
I
lighting.
didn't get anything from the lighting.
You haven't
I
bill
don't
yet?
even know what that's gonna be yet.
You don't-
We have rough
I
idea.
don't know yet. Yeah, it's about under 200, under 2,000.
I think it was something about that.
Because all I got,
Lighting.
all I got was basically a $2,100
Yes.
$500, $2,150, and then I got a $4,100, and that was it.
Yeah, and then that,
In other words, I would have liked some input in what was happening and what was going on and
Mhm.
how, who.
And we had one,
Who's doing it?
yes.
It's something that
That
really
was-
should be a board, I feel, information,
Mhm.
don't you?
I do overall, when, I guess, I forget the name of the
there's no
company that was up
lights.
there.
All lights went out.
They didn't have any lights.
I know the lights
Yeah.
haven't been there for
And
years, so it's something that is not an emergency, but it is something that basically was brought up that they would like to see repaired, and that's
Yes.
exactly what we're
Okay.
going to try to do, but the light's been up for probably 10 years.
That's something I actually wasn't.
So
Oh, I
it's,
didn't know that.
it's something that, it wasn't the biggest, but it's still, as a board member,
Mhm.
I would like to know
Well, I
the
thought it was more
information.
of a, let's get
Oh,
this
no,
done right
it's,
away.
well, it's still on the board, there's only 5 of us, right?
Oh, I know, but
So
though,
it's-
I talked to Steve,
Right, but it's still, then it should be you talking to me. If she won't
Yes.
send it, then,
Well,
I didn't,
when, the company that was up there, they had a truck, they were up there looking at it, and they said they could fix it right then and there for the price that was
way below.
way below what we had prior. And that was the company, I don't know if that was the company
Sarah, yes.
that you would have recommended.
Sarah,
Yes,
Sarah,
yes,
you
I-
said, right.
you're
Sear?
from Auburn.
Sear, yes, okay, the one you recommended, yeah, from Auburn. And they had the bucket truck, and the price was, I think it was half, well, less than half of what the previous estimate was. And they said they could do it right then and there while they're looking at it, so I made the call.
Right, but then once
Yeah.
you made the call, please
I should have
notify the rest of us.
informed you, but you're correct.
Yes.
I should have done
Maybe
that.
we should have some sort of a system that, we should have some sort of a process that we can do.
Well, it's
Just
up
set
to,
it-
what I always did was I'd tell Kristen to please notify all of the board
Mhm.
members before any really decision
Well,
was
we
gonna
should
be
have
made
some
was
sort of
being sent out.
protocol then.
But it should be,
Yeah.
because it's the board as a whole that should be,
Should be making those,
nothing that,
Well, I think it was a 4-hour
Life-saving.
minimum, so if he was gonna go out there, either pay him the 4 hours and then send him back for another 4 hours, or just do it.
yeah.
Right.
No, that's
Yeah,
good, but just
yeah.
keep
It worked
in the
out,
loop,
as it
because
worked out,
I
it was
don't like
good.
going up to there and finding out this information from the guys that are working,
Mhm.
and here I am saying, wow, I didn't know any of this. I
Right.
find of, don't care for that too much,
yeah.
that's all.
I should have had you send an email out to the board.
Oh, yes.
Right then and there.
It was like a lot, yeah.
Yeah, right there when we made the decision.
Maybe that's something that we should have addressed earlier before. they,
Right, preemptive.
Right.
Okay, so, I mean, now we know, if somebody
Now
goes
we
out
know.
there and
Exactly.
is gonna give you a good price if they do it now, and
So we should have protocol.
we give
for
the
that.
go-ahead, and
Yeah.
then we get the email within
Right.
24 hours or
Yeah, 'cause
something,
you can't beat the
whatever,
price,
and let us
in
know.
person, one was for 42 or
For the same
50,
thing.
and that was for the whole replacement.
Yeah.
And for only repair was 2250, and then you guys got the whole replacement for around 1500.
Mm.
That there is, you would be very foolish not to have done that.
Right, right.
And I can see your point where, you know, if they're gonna charge us for 4 hours,
Regardless, right, why
I
send
mean,
it?
Yeah,
that's almost $500 right there, so, yeah, makes sense.
Yep, absolutely.
I hear that it's, it lights the place
Right.
up.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
It's great, especially in the morning, that's when they've been really utilizing it, they're going in the morning when it's still
That's
dark.
Good.
Very good.
And they're working well?
Yep.
Lights?
The only thing we wanna do now is, as soon as it gets warm, would be to paint the post itself, basically that hole there is just got the rust-proof, Rust-Oleum paint, I think, on it,
Mm-hmm.
which would be good to get that painted.
Okay.
But what I was gonna mention was, could that be where that some of that $4,500 could possibly go into finishing off that project once the weather gets good? That could be one part.
I think so, yeah. You use for the lighting and for the painting? Or what are
Well,
you
you-
thinking of?
Don't we have money that's already for this? We should have the money
Did
already.
we set
Is that
aside
coming
the
out of
money?
that too? Right.
Been
Yeah,
appropriated
you
for
do
that?
all of it. It's coming out of this appropriation of 45, and that would pay for the lighting and if there's
And-
money later on. if there's
Yes.
some-
To paint the pole
We'll
and
paint the
such?
pole.
Sounds good
It will be
idea.
expensive, they'll have to have a truck with a bucket
Yes.
to do that also, because it's quite high.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it with the budget, right? You didn't see anything else that was
No, I think that's it.
different? Okay.
How about schooling? Do we have anything in here for schooling? Going to seminars, I know Central Mass, I used to go to quite a few of their special programs that were designed strictly for the Board of Health members and the agents, and also who
And the
would go
budget.
there would be, you would always see our engineer, Jim Malley would always go to
Yeah,
these
Jim used to always
also.
go to them.
And it would be good to make sure we have a little bit of a
Hmm.
buffer for that.
I mean, there's buffer in there, I don't have.
That's not the
specific.
transfer station, that's, this is all the transfer station.
Oh, yeah, no, that we
You're
have that
talking
in
about the
we
general
have the general
budget.
health,
Okay,
yes, yes,
great,
yeah.
great,
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
So
what's
do you
that?
wanna vote on this then?
Yeah, we're all set with that? No other questions on that, right?
So it's a 1.5 COLA increase they're going for
Yes,
monthly?
1.5.
And is there any movement across the board?
Not right now.
It's a straight 15%.
1.5.
1.5.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was gonna
50%
say-
would be great.
Okay,
Times are
I'm sure
good.
they would. Okay, so it's a straight 1.5.
Is there a way that the board could possibly either devise a letter, we should devise a letter possibly, and send it to the selectmen and the town manager, just requesting that hopefully that somewhere down the line we can stop moving. These men have been up there for years and years and have never moved across the board at all. There's 5 steps to go across.
Mm-hmm.
They have been really working hard, and it would be good to be able to stop moving them a little
They've
bit.
been, the last year they didn't move. 'cause
They didn't
we all
move at all.
froze. We all did, we all froze.
Right.
But the year before they moved, they've moved like 2 or 3 times.
I'd like to see them what pace, where they are on the pace scale.
Yep.
I would like to.
Is it one missing? Okay. Well, set is, I don't know if we have anybody here who wants to make a motion on the,
I'll make a motion that we accept the transfer station budget for the year of 2018 as written.
okay, we have a motion, we have a second?
I'll second, oh, go ahead.
I'll second that.
Okay. We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Guys have it?
What days now, we're not hitting that like 12 that we were in the day before, huh?
The next item on the agenda is the tonnages, the transfer station.
They've actually improved though, Corey, a little bit, because last time
Ah,
it
from
was
last
2
time.
right in the 7
They look a lot
seven
better.
tonnages. They
Yeah.
actually improved, they only have the 1.
Yep.
And the others are really mostly either near the 9 or near the 8.5
Just
and
one.
above that.
So you think that's just luck of the draw, is that, are we seeing an effect of the Packer itself?
No, what it
Hydraulics.
is
The
for the
factor.
most part, the people might have felt that
You think it's
they
just-
needed, or they
They
weren't
just needed
sure.
the
If
space.
you don't monitor that, and what you do is they go over a lot of it by the amount of poundage that is in that unit. Once it gets up to, I think, around 1,500 pounds per square inch to 1,700, then they know that's a pretty darn good.
Right, right.
Does the lighting up there work to tell you if it's half full and full? Because we did have the lighting up top that, you know where you start
Yeah.
the dish, does that lighting work?
No,
That's something that sometime we could maybe get refixed, but you go by the poundage, you don't
Yeah.
you? Which is down below, it shows how much pressure
Yes.
that piston.
So that hydraulic is still fine, it's just,
Yeah,
sort
in
of
fact,
like-
they just got rebuilding that last year, so,
I was just curious, you see, you know,
Yeah.
it's,
but overall, they're doing quite well with bringing it up, I feel anyway.
Good. Good. Excellent. All right. Next item on the agenda, we have bills and warrants. A moment to look those over.
I've seen them all.
Is the printing on, for the, is that it, for the stickers?
Yes, yeah.
And they are wearing a reflective vest up there now, which is good, it really
Stands them out again.
which is.
You know, I was gonna mention something about that, maybe we could get something with lettering on it. You know, something that looks a little more
Official?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, we,
yeah,
good idea, where it says transfer station and.
right, cause it, who knows, it could be Hunter's wine room.
Does it look like? Okay.
On the compost, what is that? What is
That's
that
the
for?
stickers that we sell for Uxbridge.
Oh, okay.
So we take the money in and then we send them a check.
Now, those stickers are good for different years? I
No,
know
one
we-
year.
We only sell a handful of them, and for $440 is what it is.
Yeah. We sold 22.
Yeah, 22.
It costs us
It's just one-
$440
that's one, yeah.
to buy the stickers for 22.
Oh, no,
Is that what you're saying?
No.
That's what I'm saying, is for the.
We don't make
amount.
any money on it. But
No,
then
no,
we take it.
really.
No, but I mean, that's not to
Yes.
purchase the stickers.
Yeah, $20.
It's $20 a sticker.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's right.
Okay.
That's what it is.
It's an expensive sticker.
Yeah.
How much is it per sticker for a transfer station? How much do we go through 1,200 of those two, right?
What do you mean?
The transfer stations.
That was the walnut, that's the walnut printing. Is that what you mean?
No, right, but in other words, I was just asking, if it's $20 a sticker for the Uxbridge compost, how much are we paying for the stickers that we put on, you know, the 1,200?
So this isn't actually the cost of the sticker, it's how much they're paying to have a sticker, to use the compost?
Right.
Oh, it's, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm just
it's
curious.
costing them $20 for a sticker to
okay.
use the compost.
I was
for
thinking
the
like
year.
Dave
Yes,
was.
that the sticker was
That's the cost
costing
of
us
walnut printing type of.
$20
You're paying $20 on a
No,
sticker printing.
Uxbridge sends me stickers, I
Gotcha.
sell them for $20 a piece
Yes.
for the
Very
year.
good, very good.
And then I
All
send
right,
them all the money
right.
back.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were asking.
Yeah. Whew.
What is $20 per sticker?
Perfect.
Those are pretty flashy stickers.
I wanna get some,
In the wrong
Okay.
business.
All right. Anybody else have any questions or comments on the bills and warrants? All good?
And then,
All right. Next item on the agenda, we have the approval of minutes for January 22nd.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes on January
January 22nd.
22nd.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Approved. Okay, next item on the agenda, we have the employee evaluations. Okay.
Well, the transfer station employees, we've just sort of done that in the past couple of months. I mean, with the new hires and the previous employees leaving and,
Well,
We should have the job descriptions, so.
yeah.
Okay.
Are we
So we-
going to add our own views into this, I would hope? I would imagine, in other words, you can't just go by what I would imagine, you shouldn't go by just what the individual wrote down on his own, it should be what also is being,
Yes. What we did, we sent a questionnaire to the employees to fill out. That's what
yes,
these are.
yes,
And they filled them out. I think maybe if I just read these off, what they wrote, and then you have any comments or to add
well,
as a board,
I-
anybody? I don't know how
This
you
is
like
kind of
A touch.
awkward,
it is.
because, you know, they're all here, and
Mhm.
it should be an individual
Yes.
kind of,
It has to be an open meeting.
you know, oh, it has to be an open meeting?
yeah, what we usually would do though
That's strange.
is the people would leave who aren't in part of it, that one person would come in.
It has to be open up for people in the state they can.
Oh, yeah? Okay. No,
It has
it
to be
doesn't
on
bother
camera,
me,
too.
no problem.
I'm
If
just,
it's- if you're all-
just for their sake, I mean, you know.
Oh, I
Not
agree.
that
I
there's
don't agree with
anything-
this
I know,
process,
yeah.
but this is.
Not that there's
How
it
anything
has to
that
be.
I feel is a problem, but, you know,
Well, I think-
I agree.
yeah.
Fortunately, I guess this is the way we have to do it.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So be it.
All right, so
But yeah.
we just have these 4 transfer station questions that we had.
So you wanna start with the 4 employees up at the transfer station?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll do that. The first one, I'll read them. First one I have is George Willett. The question is, first question was aspects of your job you would like to see improved. It's safety aspects, removal of junk materials from sheds, open and closed procedures of transfer station, was the response. Okay. Second question was aspects of your job description you find most difficult to attain. The answer was, given my time on the job, I find very little degree of difficulty. Aspects of your job you believe you could improve on. Time will tell. Need more exposure to transfer station workings. That was George's responses to his questions. So I don't know if you have anybody
I
else. Okay.
Right, as far from what I have observed and seen from George was, he was just hired, he works well with the public, and is very willing to learn the duties as efficiently as he can. He's
Mhm.
doing a very good job at this
Point in time?
frame.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Anybody else have a comment?
Yeah, I've been making an effort to spend a little more time up there. I know Dave does spend probably the most time
Mhm.
up there. I think that George, same here, I feel very, very much the same as Dave feels. I think George is doing a great job. There's some cohesiveness up there now. It seems like everything's working, so, yeah, I'm very satisfied.
Good. Good to hear. Okay. Okay, that's very good, George. Moving on to the next. Next, we have Ray Hebert. First question, aspects of your job you would like to see improved. The answer was, we did just about all improvements to the transfer station already. No improvements needed at this time. Second, we have aspects of your job description you find most difficult to attain. To trying to explain to the patrons that they have to buy dump permits. They say they live in Douglas, they should use the transfer station for free. I explained to them that we also buy our permits and we work there. Okay? Then aspects of your job you believe you could improve on. I do believe I have it all covered at this time on my end. It appears that people never read their sheets they get with permits. But the Board of Health should do something about people swearing at us and writing complaints about the transfer station when we try to explain the rules to them.
We have rules also.
Oh, we have rules also. Okay. That was for Ray. Any comments for Ray?
Yeah. Ray is an excellent employee, he does the job and then some. He's very reliable and works hard to keep the transfer station working smoothly. And what he should do is work with the public a little more positively. Is the one area where I'd like to see some improvement.
Something to work on. Okay, very good.
Yeah, I think Ray is dedicated to his job. He shows that he really does care about transfer station. Keeps personal records. Again, I know that sometimes, maybe because of his concern for the job, that he does take things personal, and sometimes the customers do interact with him. I know he's looking out for the betterment of the board and the transfer station, so, but, again, yeah, maybe he should kind of ease up a little bit on some of the people going through that. I know it's difficult, it's not easy to, when people bite back at you, but that's part of working with the public, it's not an easy thing. It's a very difficult thing, as we know.
It is. It's probably just more the tone. It is what it is. It's
Could
probably
be,
not
but-
necessarily the message. It's probably just more the tone. People are sensitive
When
sometimes.
you're dealing with all different kinds of people,
Right.
and it's very, very difficult. It's not an easy job. It is not an easy job.
No, it's not.
No.
That's,
But we're very satisfied with
yeah,
it.
very good.
Very
That's
satisfied.
something just to work on. Very good. All right, okay. Next we have Dick Belanger. His first question is aspects of your job you would like to see improved. He said, more signs, need signs for plastics. Please, no plastic bags in plastic. Okay, second question, aspects of your job description you find most difficult to attain. Reflects back to number 3. Okay, that'll be number 3. It's the aspects of your job you believe you could improve on. Having compactors picked up on Mondays, still have to get used to judging when compactors will be full for Monday pickup. All right, that was the Dick.
Okay, and on Dick, I've got also, he's an excellent employee, he's very reliable, he works to improve the operation at the transfer station, works well with the public and the employees, and the one area that I have where I'd like to see a little better improvement possibly would be getting the work on the tonnages and trying to have it where as much we can get in there as we can before we have to send it out, but it is
Yes.
a very difficult situation
Mhm.
to have to try to
It's an estimate, yeah.
do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Dick is a great guy. Very easy to work with, gets along with everybody. I think that I've heard a lot of people in town comment on how easy it is to work with Dick, so we're very pleased with his work. I can't say enough about it. Thank you, Dick.
Good.
Thank you.
Very good. All right. And fourth, we have, what's his last name? How do you pronounce your last name?
It's
Right.
pronounced Haker.
Haker.
Like
Haker?
it's Hayker, pronounced like that.
Haker, okay. So Raymond Haker. Question. First question, aspects of your job you'd like to see improved. The transfer station is running smooth and efficient. Doesn't seem like any improvements
Needed?
needed. Okay. Second, aspects of your job description you find most difficult to attain. Distinguishing between composite items, plastics and metals, to sort into big dumpsters. Then third, aspects of your job you believe you could improve on. See number 2 above. By asking Ray Hebert for advice when I'm not certain.
Learning fast.
I'm learning fast. Okay, thank you. All right, that's for Ray. Any questions or any comments on Ray?
Ray is a hard worker. He's very polite and friendly with the public. He's learning responsibilities quickly. Works well with other employees also, and just keep doing on what he's been doing.
Very good.
Yeah, Ray is a very pleasant man. He's, seems like a good soul. And he's even nice to me away from the job. No, we love Ray.
Keep him around.
Good. Very good. Okay, those are the guys at the transfer station.
I would just,
And then,
that's the animal inspector.
the animal inspector. And what's his name? Small. Okay, next we have the animal inspector, Rose. Aspects of your job you'd like to see improved. Not a lot to improve on. Communication is always prompt and clear. Kristen makes my life easy as possible by transmitting reports electronically. Overall, a well-organized department.
Kudos.
Number 2, aspects of your job description you find most difficult to attain. The only part of the job that is difficult to obtain is getting to every barn in town and getting there when somebody is around. Although I can go on properties without owner present, I try not to. I prefer to be able to talk with them and get the most out of an inspection. Number 3, aspects of your job you believe you can improve on. I need to improve on my record keeping most of all. I am creating a spreadsheet to keep track of not only barn inspections but also quarantine issues to be able to refer back to them. Okay. Any comments on?
I would
oh,
agree. I'll tell you what, the keeping track of the quarantines is the hardest part.
It is.
We had a file system over there.
You can take it.
You can take it. I would recommend it. It makes life a lot easier. It's just numbered and then you go. Now, what else I would do is maybe keep a separate piece, a calendar or something. That way, you record it there and then you have a calendar. She's just used to print me out a calendar, and I would just go ahead 5 months. I'd go ahead 5 months and write number something up.
Yeah, I do it on my Google Calendar.
Yeah, see, so same deal. I mean, it
tells
just,
me.
right, and that
Makes
way
it
you know.
easier.
And if you have the file, you just go number 21. Okay, I don't remember who that is, but number 21, and then, makes life easy. And then did I send you the barn list?
You did,
And
and I'm working off of that.
I tried to organize
Some of
that
them
by
are
my
gone
routes.
and,
Yeah, I
That's
tried to
something
organize
I'm
it by
organizing.
route. Because I tried to do it in 4 days.
Yeah, it worked pretty
Like
well.
4 shifts, so I would, I tried to snake the route so that it made sense. I mean, it's hard to get there when people are there, it really is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I
People
mean,
never home.
I would only see probably a quarter of the people. And that's how it went. And that's how it went. I have noticed a couple new farms popped up, like the one on West Street there, number 20, I think,
Yeah,
West
with
Street.
the couple
That's
cows.
couple cows, yeah,
Yeah.
the lineback or something. They
Yeah.
got a couple new ones over there.
Yeah,
They
real
never
nice
had.
people.
They never had anything for years. They never had anything.
They came from the lake.
They did?
Moved from the lake down.
They got dairy goats or something back there too.
I think they have goats and a llama or something like that.
Something like that. And then
Alpaca
the
llama.
how's Mazinski doing up there with the Herefords on Oak Street?
Good.
They're great people. They'll bring you in and give you coffee at the kitchen table if Be careful, you'll spend a long time there.
They're actually my cousins.
Yeah, oh, so you like stopping there. They're great people. That's one of my favorites, one of my favorite farms. I'm gonna miss, stopping by there. But,
Oh, I'm sure you can
Excellent.
still stop.
oh yeah, I'm sure.
You'll be
I'm
there
sure.
for an hour, but you can
I'm
stop.
sure, I'm sure, every time. I never minded. Never minded. That's it. I think just keep doing what you're doing.
Very good.
If I can be of any help or anything, let me know.
Absolutely.
And one thing I'd like to just bring up, if I could.
Yes,
I know,
absolutely.
I have not ever met the animal inspector, nice to meet you, and it's great to hear what Corey's saying. The only thing that I basically was wondering is if the board would be wanting to maybe get either half a year report or a quarterly report on some of what basically you've been doing, how many animals basically are, what's the status of
Quarantines or
the
whatnot.
quarantine? Is something that the board should be aware of, that something is quite,
It would be
Whatever.
good. Animal
But it would be-
pickups, like,
but it would
If I
be-
do it in a Google Sheet, then it'll be shareable document anyways. Let's set it up as that for a spreadsheet.
I mean,
And you guys
yeah,
can
like
look at it
either
whenever you want.
quarterly or
Yeah,
half, every
yeah.
half a year, just a report basically on how you're doing and
Absolutely.
what's happening.
thing is, when I was doing it, I was on the board, so it was, I
Right.
could talk about it, I could say, yeah, I had a couple raccoon calls this week.
Right, that
Um,
makes sense to me.
I mean, and it's not like you send everything out, so you don't necessarily know. But there's a lot of times where, if there's no exposure, there's no sense in sending it out. But there's a lot of times when like, yeah, this was probably rabid, but, there's no exposure, so. But just to hear about that, so we know
Absolutely.
what those situations
Yeah, we
are, how
can.
many of them there are, how many raccoons are you not sending out that, you're suspicious of, that there's just no, those kind of things are,
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
for a while there, we
Things
had
to
to
know.
collect the blackbirds for some reason. They were falling dead, and we used to have to collect them, put them in a refrigerator or freezer, and then we'd send them out to the Massachusetts state. Just things of that, just to keep us abreast of
Yeah,
this.
what's
Yeah,
going on in
exactly.
town. That makes sense.
perfect, perfect.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, okay, next we have Corey Howard. Corey, as we have the first question is aspects of your job you would like to see improved. It's too early to tell. I have only been in this position for a few months now. Aspects of your job description you find most difficult to attain. Obtaining access to certain homes. First time I guess this level of difficulty has occurred, but we are getting there. And then aspects of your job you believe you could improve on. So far, I think it is going well. I have only had to complete one true inspection. Everything else seems to be going well. I would say I would probably improve in all aspects since I have just begun a few months ago.
Sorry for not.
Yep. All right. Anybody have any
We're trying.
Yeah.
comments?
I know Corey's got it's a very job that can be very grueling, and the knowledge of the position is really important to know your responsibilities and where to get the information for you to be able to handle each and every situation that comes forward, because each one is its own living thing. And you've got to have at your disposal, or willing to be able to delve into that, to find out which ones is going to fit that particular issue that is coming down the pipe. So getting the knowledge and or having the means to be able to obtain it also is going to meetings that like with Central Mass, anything that comes up that with Central Mass or the Board of Health, where you could go to it, and hopefully your school would be able to say, yeah, that is something fantastic, we'll allow you to do that, and a lot of times they will.
Allow me a professional day
But
versus.
you really should think about if they come up to attend some of those meetings. I've gone to quite a few of them, and they have been quite informative. The last one I went to in Mass, in Worcester, Central Mass, was over Spencer, where Spencer had that contagious problem where they had to pull in, the federal government actually came in, and it was one heck of an ordeal. They actually were at this meeting explaining all of what they had to do and how they were in the dark, and they didn't know which way to turn, so that's why the knowledge and knowing what is your responsibilities are, not just yours, that would have gone
Right.
to the chairman or whoever on that, but being agent, you also it's just good to go to those.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
excellent for learning, it really,
I
really
would love
is.
the break from the kids.
Well,
So I would not be
Um,
opposed if my school would generously allow me to do that. I would not bark at the opportunity.
Well, some of them are at night too, I've gone to quite
Yeah.
a few where they actually would give you a meal.
Oh,
and it was-
even better. But you're absolutely right.
And I
Research.
really, right, and I wanna have it where the board members are kept in the loop, as much as possible,
Mhm.
because again, when the buck does stop with the board, and it's
Mhm.
something where, I feel is very important, to have that, where we are in the loop.
Mhm.
It makes it a little hard where he's also a board member, because if he wasn't a board member, it would be something that would be a lot more stringently followed,
Yes.
but that's what I have.
And you're right. I mean, the research is for everything I do. I spend far more time researching it than doing it. The research is a huge part of
Yes, it
the
is.
position because you're right. Everything's different.
I
And
can
there's
spend
so
hours just going.
and I
over.
mean the regulation I read back in November. I got to reread that because every time you do it, you got to be fresh
Every
on
time
it. You have to
I've
know.
gone through the book probably 5 or 10 times just to do one case.
Right.
Because you wanna hit all of the bases.
Yeah, and you keep looking into it. And I mean, there's a lot of books over there.
Well, it's not just the books too, you're right, it's also, in the drawer there,
Mm-hmm.
should have all of the,
Oh, yeah.
information when it comes to housing, when it comes to poisons, when it comes to lead paint, when it comes to, all of those items there are in, should be in that, one of those drawers where you just pull that out and that's what you would use
Mhm.
as a reference.
I was actually wondering about the lead paint on that.
Good.
That was one question I had.
Yeah. And Corey's a health agent. I did mention that.
Excellent.
Is that yours?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, next we have town nurse, Agnieszka. First, we have aspects of your job you would like to improve. I would like to get more connections to the public health nurses and nursing organizations in order to learn more about the ways to serve the community more fully. There are trainings and conferences available for public nurses, and I would like to attend one this year. Okay, number 2, aspects of your job description you find most difficult to attain. I find difficult to reach individuals who could benefit from home visits and regular VS check. I have visited several senior citizens and they appreciate it very much. I believe a small ad in the local paper could be a good way to inform the public about the options available to them. Number 3, aspects of your job you believe you could improve on. In September, my son is starting 2 days preschool program during the week. That will allow me to return to my regular schedule of work 7 hours a week. I'll use this time to implement other services available to the public. For example, weight loss challenge with weekly weight checks and exercise groups for seniors. Good.
Yep, she touched almost all
Yeah,
the bases.
that was very well answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I basically had put together was putting her time in a week. She does that religiously, and unless she needs the time off, which she had the baby, and with that, she didn't put in her time to get paid for, which was very,
Mhm.
very good. She puts in time at the Riddle Brook Home for Blood Pressure Clinics, and she maintains as many records as needed. What I'd like to see is if we could possibly see if, like, we used to do flu clinics, but I don't know if that's necessary with now the flu shots and whatnot are.
Really
well,
available at
so
Walmart,
available
CVS, everywhere now.
So it might not be, but if there are any clinics or anything that could be done, it would be for homebound people, just to get the word out that she is available.
Available,
They
that's
can
true.
walk in here on any day that she's basically here, where they could have their blood pressure taken or talk with her.
We did receive several calls last fall from the senior citizens about the flu clinic. The only thing what has changed is now they want Board of Health purchase their own vaccine. The state doesn't provide vaccines anymore.
Okay,
No.
right,
So we would have to calculate how
Yeah.
much we need. We'll have to come up with the money for that.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because before they were providing us with free vaccines and we
Yes.
were making actually some money on it and we could send the rest back. But now they had changed this last year, so I don't know how it's gonna be this year.
No, unless the state is supplying or helping out, I don't see
Yeah,
how we
not
could
sure if
either.
they're gonna change this, if they're gonna go back to the alter it to routine, or they're gonna still want us to purchase.
Okay.
That's why we didn't go with the flu clinic.
Yes. That's good,
It's good reason.
very good.
I would say with the local paper thing, I think that's a good idea to get the word out,
Mm-hmm,
especially like this Sunday. I mean,
yeah, I agree with that.
you know,
Yeah,
there's,
that makes sense.
that generation is certainly,
Mm-hmm,
you know, reads the paper a lot more than mine.
Younger
or
generation does.
Upcoming, you know, I mean, so
Yeah.
that would be the way to do it. And then the training, I mean, I'm in favor of that. I think that's a good idea. And whenever we can send anybody for training, I mean.
We have that right in it for her too,
Yeah.
it's there where we can go above and beyond X amount of, I think it's
I would
3 days
see-
worth of training.
I would
that-
see no problem
Great.
with that.
that's good, excellent. Thank you. And
Is there any training in particular that you would like to attend?
There is an organization it's called Massachusetts Association of Public Health Nurses,
Uh-huh.
and I also requested to be a member of it. The membership's like $100 a year,
Mhm.
but we decided to wait till July 1st, if it's okay with the board, of course,
Mhm.
because the membership expires end of June. You know, so
Okay.
if I buy now, it's
No.
gonna be just only for like 4
Sure.
months.
Sure.
So I don't mind to wait, and they do have trainings like in Massachusetts.
Oh, excellent.
Connect you with other nurses. Even their website has like webinars. I can go through. I can like extra materials.
Oh,
Just
fine.
I have
Makes
no
sense,
one,
yeah.
no one
That's
to
fine.
learn from. Honestly, like
right, that's perfect.
good, yeah,
That's perfect. I
that'll
think
work
that
out
would
very
be-
well,
Excellent.
doing
Yeah,
that.
that'd be the smart thing to do.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And we have Kristen. Questions for review. Number 1, aspects of your job you would like to see improved. Adding another person to help sell transfer permits in March and September. Aspects of your job description you find most difficult to attain. Emergency dispensing plan. Maybe nurse could take over some responsibility. Keeping up with the day-to-day workload during sticker season, March and April, September and October. And aspects of your job you believe you could improve on. Keeping up to date with the minutes.
Which is
Good, what you,
I think if you got
Yeah.
much
yep,
better.
you caught up.
Since you
Yeah,
were-
that's good. That's something we did fall behind on, but caught right back up now and we're up to date. That's good. I mean, you've made my transition into the Board of Health chairman a little easier. When I come in here, you've helped me along, and any questions, you definitely get a lot of the information to us. Emails, which I appreciate, keeps me up to date and when I need to come in. Seems to be very busy here every time I seem to be coming in, once or twice a week. Seems like this office is very busy, so I think you're handling the office very well. Seems to not be falling apart, which some other Board of Health offices as I deal with can't say the same. So I appreciate that. Anybody else have any
I would
comments?
say you're super helpful for me as the agent, very helpful. Everything I need, every time I ask you for something, if I get in here and it's usually ready, it's usually there. If it's something that neither of us know, usually, you know, you can guide me where to find it. Just so you're super helpful for the agent position as well. So I appreciate that.
And what I've got is, have as many office hours as possible open to the public. We're open for 4 days, and it would be good to stay open as much as we possibly could. I'm not saying that she doesn't, but we should be open as much as we can for the public, that of the townspeople. The phone, a lot of times, I know you are busy, where the phone will ring and you basically let it go and then pick it up later. To me, there could be an emergency where somebody really could be in dire need of a situation where personally I feel where the phone should be picked up, and then found out, and if it's not something that's that important, just say, I'll call you back, and then that would be that. But I really feel that having the phone and not picking it up, we don't know what the situation is. Most people don't call the Board of Health unless there is a situation, for the most part.
Okay.
So,
If I'm working with money, I can't pick up the phone, I have to finish what I'm doing. That's the rule in the building. for the town. So I can't just stop, run over around, pick up the phone and leave
Money
a money
unattended.
yeah.
No.
I'm just saying, if that's what you can't, then you can't on
Right,
that,
right, but
I'm
that's
just
most of the
saying,
time when I'm not answering the phone. If
wherever
I'm
you-
sitting at my desk, I definitely answer the phone.
That's
Okay.
just
Yeah, I
something
mean-
where I would really would like to see as much answering the phone as possible, because we don't know what the situation is, that's
I do,
all.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying. If it's over the money situation, I don't know, that's something I guess you've gotta deal with, and you can't pick it up
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I don't know why, but, all right. Also, I have not been kept in the loop, I feel, and I wanna be kept in the loop. I'm very adamant about not being kept in the loop. I really care about the board, I'm a member, I put a lot of time in, and I wanna be in the loop. I do not get many emails, I don't get much correspondence or anything of the sort where I feel that I am on the board to do my job and do what I'm a board member for.
Okay.
I take my responsibilities seriously, so I would like to be kept into the loop. Attend outside meetings, I'd like to see her, if there are meetings, to attend some of the meetings, because you'll be surprised how much she would be able to, again, also pick up and learn. I used to go to meetings with the other person that worked here, Tom Schwartz, who was chairman for 9 years, would also, it would be a group of different board members, and these are normally at night where anybody could possibly make it, because I was working at the time, just to attend some of the meetings. And I just wanna be able to put my input, like it was with the lighting situation up the transfer station. I wanna be able to give because the way I
Yes.
look at it, you are the chairman, which is
Mhm.
great. I am a board member, you have one vote, I have one vote, and it's always important to
Totally agree.
realize that it's the board as a whole that makes up the Board of Health.
Mhm.
And that's where I wanna just be, again, kept in the.
In the loop and informed. Yeah, that's something I should be telling you, Krista, when you inform me of something like that, I should be telling you, send off a memo or email off to the rest of the board. So that's really gonna come from me when
Normally,
you're doing
I-
that. When you do,
I normally do
there's some,
send to everybody, I don't usually just, but with this
with that
situation, it was
particular
like
one. Yeah.
Thursday at 4:00 and the guy was coming and it
No,
was,
that's fine, it's
yeah.
just that afterwards, after the fact, I
Oh,
just
yeah.
wanna know, I don't, just, that's
Yeah,
all.
oh, yeah, yeah.
I agree with that, so I
want
should
you
just,
in the loop.
I should just tell you that. When you tell
No,
me,
I
when you
should.
tell me something, I just say, just send off a quick email to the rest of the guys here. The rest of the board, keep them up to speed on this
Right.
activity that's going on. Alright. Any other questions?
You know,
Comments?
I am so busy at school that, I get emails from Kristen, that's fine, Kristen. My months go by so quickly that, the emails I get from you, I read them.
And respond, thank you.
Yeah, I respond. I guess I'm not as involved as I probably should be, but right now I can't be. So the emails that I do get from you, I appreciate them. And I guess that's as much as I can handle right now. And I told Dave that too when I went on the board. I can only handle so much. I'm teaching on weekends, I'm teaching during the day, so my weeks are pretty full. So if you keep me informed by email, I appreciate that very much. And you do, so I'm satisfied with that.
Good.
And
Agreed.
that's about it, yeah.
Excellent. Great. Anything else? All right, that, I believe, handles all the reviews.
Yep.
Okay, everybody there?
All right.
I
Thank
don't know
you.
what that-
Thank you, all employees.
I don't know what that attachment thing was all about this week. I sent you,
Oh, because it wasn't attached.
because it wasn't attached, that's how I'm reading.
Oh,
I'm reading the email, I'm like, what, where's the attachment?
that was funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm moving this along. Next, we have old and new business. Open session for topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of this meeting. Does anybody have any old business they'd like to bring up?
I've got something I'd like to bring up, let me see, I don't know.
Old or new,
Old or new,
either one.
I just, with our engineer, I've known Jim since '93, and great person, I know he's right now, and I feel that I feel the board members, what we normally used to do, it would be us kicking in so much to just show him that we're thinking of him and wishing that his recovery is as quick as possible. And because of the situation, I'm wondering, because I thought maybe we'd send him either a fruit basket or some kind of a basket, and it really isn't the best thing for right now.
Right now, with the situation right now, yes.
So I was wondering about even maybe detailing, I know down at Imperial where I have my car washed and what have you, and they have detailing, and
Yeah, that'd be
it's
nice, yeah.
very, and it's not that expensive, it might be $70, $80, something like that, and they do a fantastic job. They're the ones that detail all the brand new vehicles that are down there. You would be I go through, well, you just go through the detail, and they're open 7 days a week. And you buy them, we could buy them something of that sort. So that's one idea. Next idea I had thought of was basically even, I don't know if he's got a cheap, inexpensive Kindle, where when he's, I know like myself, I have 2 of them, and I play my games on them, and when I'm out hunting or I'm doing something, so maybe to keep his mind while he's having the therapy and everything else done, that
That'd
would
be a
be
good
an
idea,
idea.
right.
Yes,
Another one would be, depending on how he is even going to a massage and having a real good massage or something of that sort. So as a board could maybe think about one of these items or what have you, and then coming up with picking one and finding out, I can either find out if you wanted to have the vehicle detail, I would just get a hold of the Imperial, because every time I have work done, they give me a free car wash, so I go through the car wash. And they do a very good job,
great.
so.
Yeah,
Something to think
I think it's
about.
a terrific idea,
Sure
with something
is.
like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm totally on board.
And I really would like to send him a card. I did ask for his address, but I feel what we would usually do would be to pick up a card, and then all of us would sign it and send it off, just to let him know that we're thinking.
Yes. Good, I agree. I like that idea.
Very good.
But if we could
Any
have
one of
something.
those is good,
Kristen
yeah.
could possibly pick one up, she might be better than having me pick up one for,
Yes.
I haven't had enough time picking up a
Valentine's.
Valentine's card.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be good, if you
Yeah.
can do that,
Yeah,
Kristen.
yeah.
And
Everybody can swing by and.
Okay.
just give a little thought to any of those ideas, or anybody else have any other ideas, but I think those
I
are great
like the
ideas.
detail myself, to be
I
honest.
do
Or
too,
if he
yeah.
needed a Kindle, that'd be ideal. They are inexpensive, they aren't that,
Yeah, but he probably has. a
He
Kindle,
might have,
you know.
right.
Most people do now.
Yeah.
so.
Give it a little thought, but I just know if he would have to bring the vehicle down to Imperial, right, to have it detailed.
yeah, unless he's from Oxford, so it's not that far.
Yeah,
He lives in
yeah,
Oxford.
I know he's just,
Imperial should
in
have
the
been.
situation right now that he's in, I don't know if he's traveling, he's gonna wanna do.
Oh, he may
No, but
not,
this can be used any.
yeah, he may
anytime.
not have it done
For
right away.
whatever he
Maybe.
feels
For future,
comfortable. Or if he
okay,
wanted, I will gladly
Okay.
bring it down to him.
Right.
for him,
we can offer
Right,
that.
right,
you
right.
know.
I think that's a great idea,
I would even
imagine
help
if you
you.
do that.
We'll stop at the
Yeah,
diner.
we'll
There
too.
you go, there you go.
A wood trip, okay, great,
But that-
yep, I'm on board with that. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, and, okay, so we should schedule our next meeting date.
Right on the calendar. That's the old
March.
calendar.
Alright,
2018, look at that.
Which,
February.
on that, so,
We used to do that.
yeah, you wanna kind of push it down, you think the last Monday in March? Does that work for everybody?
Hopefully.
We haven't been that busy,
What's
so,
that, 26th?
26th,
Works for me.
All right.
March 26th.
March
six
You're
o'clock.
spring,
26th.
right?
No, that'll be nice. It will, for spring.
And then we're gonna have to continue over to the Finance Committee, so we'll have to close out this meeting.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion.
I second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.